This is how to get those high ticket clients as a freelancer. My name is Courtney Shaw. I'm an author, speaker, and a former meta ad specialist who knows a little bit about freelancing because I was one and kind of still am. And I'm going to teach you how to get those high ticket clients that you deserve. This is also coming from somebody who severely undercharged their worth. I'm talking charging like $1,000 to film, create, and manage people's meta ads accounts. I don't do that anymore, and you shouldn't either, because those clients are the worst, their results are terrible, and they're not ultimately going to serve you, and you can't serve them because they're too low ticket. So let's get straight to it. It is only 3 steps to get those high ticket clients. And the first one, if you can remember it, is to teach. Have you noticed that the most successful freelancers, if you can call them that, are on YouTube? So the skill that you're highly skilled at is basically taught for free on YouTube by these people. And you're always maybe wondering, why are they giving this information away for free? Well, the reason is high ticket clients care about their time more than they care about the information and doing the work. So when you are dealing with high ticket people, they have worked very hard to buy back their time. And by you teaching them how many hours it truly takes to get the skill that you're highly skilled at to do, they want nothing to do with it. They want you to do it. So these people giving away all this information for free that you're like, why are you telling them this? I'm gonna lose all my business. They're getting the high ticket clients and you are not. So what do you teach? Teach your strategies, teach the things that are really working, teach the updates, teach everything, because the second part to this is they need to trust. And you are going to become a trust builder. This is so big, okay? So with teaching, also going a little bit back onto teaching, 99% of people will not take action. That's also a really big reason why people give away information for free, because it builds their credibility so that you can trust them. Because seriously, if you think about it, like how many YouTube videos have you watched where you're like, oh, that's a good strategy, but you forget to implement it. But if you do some type of paid course or something to get better at your skill or craft, you actually apply it. It's because you put some skin in the game. That's why people give information away for free. It's a great tactic to build the trust factor. Now trust, let's talk about this. If you are a freelancer, 1, make sure that you are really good at that skill. And you only get good at that skill by continually practicing and repeating that. Like when I first started, I wasn't that great and the clients that I had weren't that great. And as you build up, you get better and you can then feel confident in charging more because you know what you're talking about. That's really how it works. It's just an evolution of that. Now, if you're already really skilled, but you're still with those low ticket clients, then that's the problem. And this is why you're here to figure out how to get these high ticket clients. Now with trust, a big thing that I used to do was I ran ads because I was a meta advertiser. So I would run ads to show that ads worked so that they would book with me. And I would, on the call, I'd be like, oh, hey, you signed up because of an ad, so ads work, And then I would offer a free audit. And the reason I offered the free audit of their meta ad account was so that I could make sure that I could actually help them. Because everybody has a different level of need. And if it's something that maybe they're already with a marketing agency and truthfully it's their product and it's not the agency, I don't want to work with them and you don't want to work with them either, because you're not going to help them. It's not going to be a good case study. You're not going to get them good results. So you do the audit to make sure, 1, that they're actually a legit good company, and then that they know that you have their problem, that you can solve their problem. So think about it. Like most high ticket people really actually do not care if you are the best. They just care that you are the best at solving their problem. That is the big difference. Like I seriously have closed deals without even showing my case studies to people because I was able to build up that trust. Case studies also, if you think about it, on the lower ticket ends, I had people saying, well, these case studies don't look real. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, these are screenshots. I can't tell you, like I can't delve into somebody else's revenue. This is like private information. People don't get that. So already people don't trust your case studies because they can't see all of that. I mean, if you have their names on it, but even still, like I've been seeing a bunch of ads recently because people are over the case study crap. I've seen people say, oh, well, I see that case study, let them talk. Like, where's their at? They seriously, their trust fatigue is so big. So the biggest thing you can do is build that trust with offering free personalized audits. And the other big trust factor, if you're wanting to get into high ticket, which we'll talk about into, is creating the high ticket offer, okay? So you need to make a high ticket offer that is trustworthy. Have you noticed or seen those ads where it's, trying to think, they'll say like, I'll work for you and you don't pay me until I get paid. That builds the trust big time because they're like, oh, I don't know this person, cold traffic, but I don't have to pay them unless it works. The reason they built their ticket offer like that, a high ticket offer, is because they are automatically disqualifying people when they get on those calls. If they're not willing to spend a certain amount on ads, it's not worth their time. So they build a high ticket offer around just doing a commission-based structure. So some people will pay like 12% of the revenue goes back to the agency or the freelancer. So then you do the math. Well, make sure that whatever return on ad spend that you have will be a high ticket price for you. So for example, if your average is like a 4 times ROA and that's $12,000, right? Well, then you're gonna at minimum want them to be spending like $3,000, which you'll see pretty frequently. But you base it off of your return, your rates and all of that in meta ads. If you're a copywriter, like basing it off of the amount of revenue that you can prove that they've generated from your writing or whatever high skill service that you have. You have to offer that type of thing. You even see this with books, like publishers, although they're doing the marketing for the author, they're paying them in advance for their intellectual property to promote it. And the reason they do that is because they trust, they know the book is good, and you know from your audit or whatever you do. And so they know that with their skill set as a publishing house, they can make that a bestseller. That's why they're able to even pay them. Like that, you know, if you really want to get into it, like pay the customer and then have it get paid back to you. That's a really great way to create a high ticket offer. Another great way is to raise your prices. I really struggle with this. So with raising prices, I'm going to show you a little picture to help you understand this. You know, like high ticket offers, like kind of like a pyramid. I'm not really great at drawing this, okay? But here's like the high ticket offers, the mid and the low ticket offers, all right? And so this middle ticket is where most freelancers lie. You'll see like a lot of people charging like $2,000 for like meta ad strategies, but then you also hear people charging things like 20 or 40,000, or you hear people charging something as little as 500. So the 500 people are trying to get these low ticket people. They have a system in place where they are profiting off of it. The middle people is probably where you're at, where I was at. And the high ticket people, they're charging whatever the heck they want because they're really good at it. All right. So there's a really great book you should read about this it's by Dan Kennedy, and it's No BS Marketing, How to Market to the Affluent, something like that. That book will show you exactly why you do not want to be in this middle section, because with our economy in this era of where we're living, most marketing information that you learned all relies on this middle class, like doing sales, sales, discounts, all of that stuff. That's for these people and these people. These high ticket people, they do not care. They don't want a sale. They don't want, I said a seal, it's funny. They don't want your cheap price because they are automatically assuming you're cheap. You don't want to be cheap, and if you're not cheap, don't treat yourself like you are cheap, because you're not. If you are cheap, well then go back down to low ticket. But I'm assuming you're here because you're a highly skilled freelancer wanting those high ticket offers. So as you'll see though, because of inflation, this middle class, some went down to low ticket because, like in the audience of who's buying, because there's not much of a middle class. And some of them, you've been seeing like a ton of people all of a sudden becoming millionaires because they're in this high ticket area. And so the people that in the audience that are in this middle class, like there's virtually no middle class anymore. We're all practically a low class and a high class society. And so marketing for the middle class, you're marketing to no one. Like let that sink in. You're basically marketing to no one. That's why you're having such a hard time getting these clients, because you're repelling these high ticket people off with your sales, your discounts, your low prices, and you're too good for the low ticket people who cannot afford you at all but want you. To them, you're high ticket, but you know based on how much work you're doing that you're not high ticket, all right? So that's why it doesn't work. So with your high ticket offer, we are going to do the first thing. We're going to teach people on YouTube. Start a YouTube channel right away. I'm doing that right now, as you see. And then create trust by doing those free audits. Build your high ticket offer around the trust by making it a risk-free guarantee for them, because if you are marketing to cold traffic, they do not know you. You have to do the extra mile and then raise your prices. Like, you know, if you are highly skilled or just as skilled as the people charging 20K, why not you? Why are you not charging that? You're gonna have to be okay with the numbers game, right? Okay, so like even still with this like high class, we know that really more like 1% is at the top and the other 99% is here down at the bottom. All right, so if you want these 1% high ticket people who can charge you 20K for your service, well, then you have to be okay with getting 99 no's. And you have to be okay with, which was really hard for me, saying no to 99% of people. Say absolutely not, even if you need the work. That way you can save room for this 1% of yes. And it truly does become a numbers game. Like with marketing, 3% of the market is ready to buy. People do like to buy, but you also have to warm them up. So knowing that, you're not gonna get a direct yes. Now, the other things that you need to do is know that these higher ticket freelancers, they all know each other, okay? So you gotta get in the room. What does that look like? Well, join some Facebook groups that some of the people that you look up to are also in. I'm in some Facebook groups with freelancers. I've talked to freelancers, and you know what they do? They have so much work that they actually pass work on to other trusted freelancers that they know. That is the secret. So if you've stayed to this far, now you know the secret, and congratulations, as most people bounce off. You didn't, you know the secret. The secret is you operate in abundance when you're in the high ticket, because they have too much work flowing to them. They need to offload it to somebody else. They might not even take a commission because they just don't care and they just rather somebody do the work. That's how you get these clients, all right? So that is the secret. Get around the people who have the high ticket clients you want, because the thing about this 1% is once they find out about one good person, everybody in that room wants to work for that same person. I've experienced this with my book writing thing. Like I started helping like entrepreneurs write their book by speaking out, doing this one method that I do. And the big payoff for them though is like during our one-on-one calls, I unlock a lot of the creative juices that are kind of trapped in them, and they have a great experience. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I'm saying it right now and it doesn't even make sense, but you know when you're in that room and you're like, oh my gosh, everything just like unlocked for them. And then they write their book in a day. So they tell their friends and then they bring referrals to me. And now all of my referrals have been through, like the clients that have actually paid me for this service have all been through referrals. I have run ads to it, but I'm also met with a lot of skepticism because they don't know me. That's why you have to build the trust with this 1% by getting in the room with them, proving your worth. And here's the other thing too, offer to do it for free. If there's a company that you really want to work for, do something for free. Like, I don't know if you've seen those people on Instagram where they're videographers and they will like make a commercial for Oreo or like for a lip gloss like Maybelline, and they'll say like, making commercials until Maybelline sees me, and they make these beautiful commercials. They know that Maybelline is not going to pay them because they're unknown, but they know if that video goes viral, well, they might take an interest in them and invite them to join the team. So you have to provide that free information, that free value, even free work for the big clients so that you can get those high ticket clients, because they value work ethic and they value their time so much more than they value the information. They just want ultimately to make more money. And if you can help them make more money with your service, you're going to be great. So that's the lesson. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe so I can keep putting out these videos. I've got a really exciting project coming in 2026 that I'm very excited about. It's called The Unstuck Hour. I'm going to be transforming this channel into a podcast. So if you want to be a guest, feel free to reach out. I'm looking for high-level freelancers, high-level entrepreneurs, so that we can all collectively learn and just get better. I hope you have a great day, and thank you.